Hello and welcome back to another video, and we're looking at the Suburban right here. This thing is no longer our tow rig, as I've been saying. We got this from my grandpa 2 years ago when we started racing Hornets, and it's been great, but we figured it was time to get something new now that we've started to race a little bit more and have started to travel a little bit more as well. So as you can see, just by looking at it, it's pretty worn out. It's been used a lot. It's got 230,000 miles on it, so that's a lot. It worked good, and the door don't even close. So, like I said, we figured it was time for something new, just because it's really worn out. And so we decided to get the Toter Home, Motorhome, whatever. Just put a name somewhere. Just comment a name because we need something to call it. We've been calling it the Toter Tot. But it's pretty sick, and I don't think it's what you guys are quite expecting it to be, because it's kind of unique, but that's not the point. It's still a camper. It still works great for what we're using, and like I said, not many racers actually use it, but I think they're really underrated because they work really good. So the next clip, you're going to see what it is. So as you can see, we got a Ford 2010 ambulance. Like I said, I don't really think it's called an ambulance, but I think it's called like an endocrine cab or something. I don't know how to say it, but it's a Ford F450 ton-and-a-half chassis. So obviously it has plenty of support for our trailer. But one thing that it has is really good mirrors, obviously compared to our Suburban mirrors, which are tinier. These have 3 different angled mirrors and, yeah, like I said, angles. But if you come up in the cab here, it's a little bit higher up, and you got your spotlight, which I don't think is legal to use, but you still have it. And you also have your control panel, which has all your side lights, fog lights, and obviously we don't have any of the alarms or stuff anymore, but that's all on here. You have some for trailer brakes, which we don't have on here. On our trailer, which we probably should add, and that's just kind of something we've been getting to, but AC, stereo, all that. And yeah, now let's go check out the other compartments. So as you can see in this cabinet here, the first cabinet on the passenger side, on the bottom we have batteries, and these are used to obviously help power the engine and stuff, but it also helps power the inside when it's not running. So really key to keep those charged. And it's kind of nice that there's easy access to them. And I'll show you a little bit more on the other side for batteries too. It's not staying in there. But otherwise, right here we have just some wheel covers and stuff for tires. Other than that, we have our broom that we use to just keep the inside clean, and an extension cord to plug the ambulance into. Say like if you had a camper, just plug it in, keep it powered. And up here we have our new Colgresseth Racing pictures. Never had something this fancy before, but huge shout out to Cody Papke who did these. They turned out really great. So if you're at the racetrack, come down, find us. We have pictures, we got a ton of them, so definitely make sure to come find us. Other than that, we just have some duct tape, or not duct tape, this is painter's tape. I don't know why we have it in here. But we have Wyzola license, ear plugs for racing, and just some other flashlights that we use if you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night or something. And this right here is a door to get to the inside, but we'll show you that later, so stay tuned. And right here was a huge part of why I like the ambulance, is because there was a small cupboard where I could put all my race stuff. I've had a race bag for the last few years, but it was really kind of a pain to put stuff back in there. So now I can just take and throw everything in this cupboard, and it works really well. Because I've always wanted to have like an enclosed trailer or something that I could just put that kind of cupboard stuff in. But anyways, in this back cupboard we have lawn chairs, umbrella, and then we usually put an extra fuel jug in there just so we have extra fuel for the race car, not for the ambulance, but for the race car, because the race car is way more important. And then on the back here, we also have 2 more doors to get into the ambulance. Both easy to get into if you're coming from the race car, need to get in soon. This is an easy way to do that. And this cupboard is probably one of the most important ones. You got all of our toolbox, which needs to be organized again because I just did that last week, but it's already dirty. So you got all of our toolbox, it houses our tools. You got rivets, air pressure gauge. There's so many more things. Sanding discs, sander, or tire grinder, I should say. Impacts, drills, angle grind, everything, sawzalls. So a whole bunch of key stuff in there. Stagger stick, as you can see, very key. But just all the necessities that you need to race. And then if you come right up over here, you have these 2 cabinets, which are actually one, but this is kind of where we keep all of our spare parts. We usually have a spare air cleaner in here, but they're in the garage right now. But otherwise, we got mud off, glass cleaner for polishing the race car, which we actually had somebody come over and ask us what we use to keep the race car so clean. Believe it or not, we use a $1.89 glass cleaner. But other than that, we just have brake fluid, training fluid, engine oil, anything you can think of. Distributors, suspension parts, springs, oil fill, anything you can think of that you need. And in this cupboard, we really don't have anything yet except for our big air compressor. We're looking at getting a bigger one in the future, but for now, this is the one that we have, and it works great. We really don't need anything else. Air up tires, and then we also have, I don't know how well you can see this, but we have a little peak hole in here, so if you ever need some oxygen, you can just get some from the air compressor. But I've seen some people, they take and put showers in those just after they convert them to like living quarters in the back. I don't think we're going to do that, but it'd be nice. And right here is where you can plug in your ambulance to the house or any power source, which ours was plugged in, but it looks like it came unplugged. So we're going to have to plug that back in. Then again, on this side, we just have the same stuff we did on the other side. Driver's seat, which I was actually surprised. The driver's seat moves really fast. Really fast. So, that's kind of our toter home, motor home. I'm going to call it whatever the best comment is in the comment section, I guess. Because we're still looking for a name. We haven't come up with one yet, besides the Toter Tot. So we're looking for new names. But we're going to go do some stuff now, and then we're going to try and stay over in it tonight, just kind of trial run before we do it at a racetrack. So I'll show you the inside of it then, but I'll catch you guys later. Alright, so it is now closer to midnight, and we're just getting ready to settle in for our test run. And yeah, it's 11:36. So as you can see, we have our nice door here, and as you go inside, the outdoor lights come on, which are really nice for working on the race car. And we don't really have any use for most of these cupboards yet. Except for this one right here, which we have a lot of our blankets on. You can show them that cupboard now. Except for this cupboard where we have most of our blankets and sweatshirts and stuff. And then this is also that outside cupboard that I showed you earlier with my Wyzona license and their pictures and all that. Yeah, there's a lot of secret cupboards in here too, just like this one that kind of blends in. And over here is our control panel, pretty much. So you have your different light settings. It's like you can turn on all the lights and make it really bright in here. Or, you know, these two are dimmable. Or you could shut them all off and make it really dark. So lots of lights there, and then they also have a really good speaker in the back of here, so it's easy to control your temperature too, so really great for, you know, going down the road, which by the way we just got that fixed. So yeah, over here you got one bunk that we are kind of using right now. Kobe's gonna sleep there tonight, but this is kind of where Greta would usually sleep. And then you got this air mattress that we just blew up. It's a queen size air mattress. We kind of had to squeeze it in there, but that's where Mom and Dad would usually sleep. And then over here you got where I would usually sleep. Under here is just like your regular countertop that they would use, but I'm using that as a bed. But it's also got a light up there with 2 outlets and a DC outlet, which is kind of like one that you'd plug a weird phone charger into. Yeah, otherwise it's got the oxygen, which we don't really need to use anymore, but well, I hope not. But it's got that there. So there's many things like the IV warmer that obviously we don't have anymore, that we don't really need to use. So that's pretty much our whole ambulance tour here. But like I said, figure out a name, put it in the comments. Yeah, this is our new tow rig, and hopefully we can get it for the next few years, and you know, use it to sleep in at places so you don't always have to drive home. So this is gonna end today's toter tour, and I guess we'll catch you on the next one. So boom boom boom, out go the lights.